o'clock. Call this meeting of the Brown County Commission to order. We'll start with the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. First on the agenda this morning, 8:45, we have got Marcia Erickson with NESDA CAP, Grown South Dakota 2017 budget request, and a program overview. Marcia, are you here?
Good morning. Hi.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi.
I think it should be grow South Dakota instead of grown.
Okay.
Sometimes Monday mornings maybe, but no, these are looking grow.
How are you ladies this morning?
Good.
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us. Just some brochures and some fact sheets to pass around. And Kelly's with me this morning to highlight some of the things she does in Brown County. Fact sheets to get passed around. Well, they're being passed around. Just Grow South Dakota celebrated their 50th anniversary this year as a community action agency. We had a gala here at Aberdeen. About 180 people attended, and it was a real nice event. And it's fun to celebrate that many years of serving people and communities in our area. So this is a breakdown of the services we provided in Brown County this past year. We've invested over $9 million in funds. Our weatherization program under the housing and furnace repair, 27. That's a real high number because our weatherization funds are down substantially from the federal funding level. I would say that's at about 50% of our entire weatherization program has assisted households right here in Brown County. Home improvements, 10 for $63,000. Active home loans, we have 27 here in Brown County, $300,000. Governor's House, we are the marketing sales rep for this area. We've sold 5 in the past year. Down payment assistance, we do have a great down payment assistance program right now. It's a 0% deferred loan, $5,000. If someone's looking to purchase a home in the area, please refer them for that. We provide home buyer education. We do have some slots available for individual development accounts. Save $1, you get $3 to purchase a home. You can save up to $2,000, then it's matched with $6,000. That is an income-based and asset-based program. We do hold our board meetings here, and we have board retreats in Aberdeen. It's a central location for our organization, so it works for all of our board members to travel more easily to Brown County. And we host our regional economic development quarterly meetings at the Smart Center here in Aberdeen. About 30 individuals travel in from various parts of the state to attend that on a regular basis. We do provide some emergency assistance here. Last year we provided 7 families with emergency assistance in Brown County. And then I'm going to let Kelly take it.
In terms of economic development, the agency was able to secure a Bush Foundation grant, which was passed through to Dakota Fire Media. If you're not familiar, you've probably all seen their publication. So that assisted them with their operations this past year. And the agency, through their business lending program, currently has 43 active borrowers in Brown County with loans of about $2.7 million currently. And through our Small Business Development Center office here, located out at the Smart Center, we serve 111 individuals in Brown County, and a good portion of the $9 million number is the assistance that those individuals receive through business loans and equity they invested in their business, a little bit over $5.3 million in the last year. And Carla Burns in our office serves as the healthcare navigator for the healthcare marketplace, and she's had a lot of great assistance with the Brown County Welfare Office and referrals for people and getting people enrolled in the healthcare marketplace program. So that continues to go on. The open enrollment period is usually that December, January, February timeframe, so that's the busiest time, and then people that have life-changing events throughout the year can still apply to that program. And this will be the 10th year in 2016 that we will organize the Big Idea Competition, which is a high school business idea competition. And that is a statewide competition that's organized here in Brown County, and the final event is held at Northern every December. So last year we had 263 entries from 37 different schools, and then 8 finalists are chosen to come for the final event in December, and they're awarded cash and scholarship monies. Other things that happen in the county, since our offices are here, we actually pay rent and utilities in the county in tune about $9,000. Last year we had 2 full-time staff, Carla and I, and then 3 part-time people through various internships throughout the year. This year we actually have 2 more full-time people in our office, so there's 2 other Grow South Dakota individuals that work outside the Small Business Development Center program. So we have 4 full-time staff and 1 intern currently that reside here in the county. And then the board members you can see there that serve on the different boards and activities with the agency, a good representation from the county there.
So, yeah. Are there any questions about the report, or do you want any additional information or anything?
Does anybody have questions for folks?
So I get a busy year.
Yeah, we have. We've been very busy, and we've been fortunate that even with the federal funding cuts, we're still receiving a fair amount, which can allow us to help you in your county further. A lot of those funding sources do require match, and oftentimes we leverage your funding to leverage other potential funding sources. So we definitely appreciate your support you've given us.
Well, I'm really impressed with that $9 million that you invested last year in the county. It helps us with our growth too.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Are all of those home programs, are those for first-time buyers? The active home
No.
loans?
Our home loan program, our first mortgage lending, our down payment assistance, governor's houses, you do not have to be a first-time home buyer. The home loans, you don't necessarily have to have an maximum income level either. We can assist individuals at a variety of income levels. Typically, we finance individuals that are not able to get financing through a traditional lending source because maybe appraisals don't come in small towns, or maybe they have self-employment that traditional lending institution can't always account and sell to the secondary market. So we can look at those things a little bit differently. That helps those individuals get into home loans that may otherwise not be able to. The down payment assistance program has an income criteria, and of course the governor's house also does.
Okay. Any other questions?
Some of the programs are financial income sensitive though, like the weatherization and those type of things.
Yes.
It's people that fall under probably the poverty guideline. Is that something to look at?
Right. You have varying income guidelines, often by county or family size and program often. For instance, the weatherization is 175% of poverty income guidelines, and I believe the furnace repair replacement is 200%, and then it's by family size. So those are income driven, the weatherization. The home improvements, those are forgivable loans. That's an income driven program. The home loans, not necessarily. Sometimes some of the funding sources require us, but we work that out internally and have other unrestricted funding so we can meet the greater population.
Not too many of the programs have just a poverty guideline or less. That's pretty low. Most of them are 125 or higher. I mean, it just depends on the program, but most of them are more than.
So when you're dealing with those income levels for an elderly person, is that Social Security taken in? That's their income?
Yes.
And that's really
Yes.
low anyway,
Yeah.
so and that, does that include like windows?
Yes, we can do window replacement under the home improvement programs a lot of times because those are less restrictive in what we target the funding toward. The weatherization program, for instance, you actually have to go in and do a computerized energy audit, and if it has a 7-year payback on the windows, then you can replace them according to their guidelines. But we often don't see under the weatherization program the windows being called out as for replacements. So.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you guys so much for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Thank
you
Thank you for your
update.
support. We appreciate it.
You bet. Good program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
See you, Kelly.
Next on the agenda, 8:50, we've got Scott Wyszek. Wyszewski? Say your last name for me.
Wyszewski.
Thank you. Come on in. We're going to present petitions for the formation of the Mallard Pass Road District. How are you this morning?
Very good, thank you for
I
having me.
apologize for massacring your last name.
It's okay.
And so we've got petition signatures. Looks like you had 10.
Yep. The only change we would recommend is we had initially, when we circulated our petition, there's properties along 195th or 196th Street that is a county highway, and talking through them, we're talking through what we're trying to do further with them. They would like to be excluded, and I think it makes sense because there's only a very short common access road, and they're going to take care of that on their own. So that was one thing that we had reviewed since we submitted the petition.
Go, I'm sorry.
So looking at the map, which ones are going to be excluded now? There's some.
Yep. So there are these two properties that abut the.
Okay.
So so it's properties at 1317 400 or 395th Avenue and 131664 395th Avenue, and then they really don't have use or access needs on Mallard View Drive or Pintail. So those two properties would be excluded. And the reason we originally included them is because for snow removal, but talking through it further with them, they're going to handle that on their own, so they don't have an interest in being part of it.
Is it just the two houses, one on each? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
With the official action on taking those two parcels out won't happen until the joint meeting, May 31st, with Marshall County.
Okay.
But it's because the legal description for the hearing notice is based on the petition.
Okay.
But that will be in the resolution later.
Why does this deal with Marshall County?
Just that we're going to be
Oh,
meeting?
I'm sorry.
This is a road district.
This is the road district. I'm in Claremont. Yeah. Okay, I see.
Different meeting.
Okay.
Different meeting. That's
Different
fire
meeting.
district. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. We still have to publish. I see. I'll have to reread the. There's still a commission meeting on. Okay. Okay.
Have you ran into many people that are opposed, or pretty much everybody's on board?
So of all the people I've talked to, everyone's I've talked to personally have signed the petition in favor of it. There's some concerns from other landowners that are in the process of selling their homes, as far as if that could affect the sale of their home. But by the time you would take action, I think they're already sold. And then there was some concerns as far as the whole, do we create a road district or an association, and then if we create an association, it really doesn't have mechanisms for collecting funds to keep the road in repair. So that's where I think this, based on how I understand road districts, is a better mechanism to ensure that everyone pays based on their equalized value, and it's not an option to take care of the road. And then that way our snow removal and access during the winter is assured. We're not depending on people to plow the road. And then, like right now, we have several areas of road breakup, and the cost to repair is between $10,000 and $20,000, and then so that money has to come from somewhere. So we're trying to get in front of it before we lose adequate access.
Okay.
And we start getting school buses stuck in the road. So.
Gotcha. Is anyone else here to speak to this today? If not, is there any other questions, concerns? What were you going to say, Maxine, that
We can,
good to go?
yeah.
What's the next step? Hearing?
Yeah, no. You pass this resolution today, and then I set the time and place for the election. So I will correct the legal boundaries that you've agreed to today. So it'd be lot 1. Lot 3.
Is it excluding these two?
These two.
Yeah.
Lots 3, 4, and 5. No, 4 and 5 have been replatted. Okay, Jones is just, so it'll just, on the resolution, it'll be Lot 1 and Lot 3 of Jones First Subdivision in Mallet Pass.
That'd be excluded.
Right.
And those are the properties along 300.
Well, that would be included.
Those are included.
This one,
2 and 8 are what are out, right? Just to
and
make
8.
sure we get this 100% accurate.
He doesn't
Where's the
have
cover sheet?
the lot numbers on the petition, so you have to go by the maps, the plat maps. So it's Lot 2 and Lot 8 of Jones First that are excluded.
Everything else is included.
Yes.
Okay.
I would make a motion to set the election dates. That's
Okay.
be appropriate.
Motion by Sutton, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Feldheim. Any other discussion or questions? All right, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thanks for getting this organized and coming in, and we'll touch base with you here soon.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, we got Brent Brandt with the Downtown Association to discuss the use of the clubhouse. Good morning, Brent. How are you?
Morning, everybody. I'm great. How are you guys?
Good.
I got my lineup set and ready to do it on Main Street, but I better have it back up. So I talked to Kurt this morning. It looks like June and July and October are still open. So we talked about paying for one of those and holding the 3. If that still works for you, it works for me. I'll give you a sales pitch on my lineup here. Pop Rocks is my first one in June. They're a band that they have two female and 2 male lead singers, and they switch out the lead singer, kind of like Hairball, but more of a variety. So they do old stuff and new stuff. So you'll hear a Garth Brooks and a Britney Spears and a Motley Crue song. So they're a lot of fun. Nash Vegas All Stars are based out of Nashville, so they're going to come up country with some pop and rock stuff as well. Tripwire is the band that I had at the Shriners a couple weeks ago, and everybody loved them. They were great, high energy, 4 guys, really, really good. Everybody knows Johnny Holm. And then Arch Allies, their niche is they do a set of Styx, and then a set of REO Speedwagon, and then a set of Journey. So you'll know every song they sing, and they're a lot of fun. So I'm excited.
Very cool. Anybody have questions? I think it's a good compromise. You know, you might not need any of it, but
I hope I don't,
need all
but if I
3,
do,
so.
it'll be a good spot, I think. So
It's good to have a backup plan.
it's good to have backup.
Does anybody else have questions on it? If not, I'd entertain a motion if you so choose.
I would move.
Moved by Feldheim to go ahead and charge. It was 3 nights, right?
It was the
reserved.
3 nights that are open are the June and July and the October
Okay,
dates.
so we'll charge just 1 night for the 3 nights to reserve it. Is there a second?
Unless he uses it,
Right,
Second.
right. If you use
You're
it,
gonna,
then
you need, if I use them, I'll use them. I'll pay for all 3. But if I don't use any of them, I'll pay for 1.
sounds great.
right? I second it.
Seconded by Fishback. Any other discussion?
Do you have a lease agreement?
I'll work that out with Kurt. I haven't yet, but
So this motion is actually approving the lease agreement that you don't have yet.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll get it done.
Okay. Tell me about if I get my liquor license through the city. That only covers me for the city. Do I need to
You need to
also get a
that
liquor license
to
for the county as well? Okay.
Correct.
In the
So-
event that you have to use it,
Is it a 1 day or is it a time frame or how does it work?
Well, this is a special event, but that's only for, well, you're a civic organization?
Correct.
Okay, so it'd be $50 a night.
It's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you can make application here for that.
Okay.
and just so everybody knows, I mean, this will be kind of a last-minute decision.
Correct.
So you'll
Yes.
have to, as soon as you make the call, you'll have to come in and apply for the malt beverage license, and then
Probably. How long does it take? I'll probably apply for all 3 of them just as a backup. That's.
We could have all the documentation and just not process them until right before the event.
Could it be done day of or
No,
No.
not unless it's a Tuesday. Yeah.
yeah?
We can work that out later.
Okay.
Sounds good. We've got a motion and a second on the floor. Was there other questions or discussion? Did you have something else, Brent? Okay.
Make it work.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming back in. And
Since I have your attention, I'm going to promote one thing. I have an event on Saturday night at the Shrine. I'm bringing a guy from that was on The Voice called Blind Joe. I don't know if you guys know Blind Joe, but he's at the Shrine on Saturday. I call it Blind Joe and Friends. So I have another guitar player from Minnesota that's coming in. He's actually Tim Egerbrot is one of the openers. He's the chief of police in Detroit Lakes, and he's been doing this thing called Off Duty for 20 years. He's a lot of fun as well, and then a couple of local groups as openers. Kind of information is on the back, and it's going to be a fun night. Family friendly, so you could certainly bring family. So
sounds great. Well, thank you for the heads up.
Thank you.
All right, thanks,
Have a
Brett.
great day.
Bless you.
Next on the agenda, we've got Judy Dosh, Building Superintendent, to discuss quotes for cabinets. Judy?
What, Judy?
Morning.
How are you?
Good.
Let's talk about cabinets.
I'll send these two down to you. Over in the probation office, they put so many, they do so many UAs, and we got so many boxes of UAs just piled up, and we need more storage. So I had gotten a couple quotes. I went with option B, because I thought it would be a little bit cheaper than having all the individual little doors. And there's an area for their shredder and mailboxes. And it would go right behind where Vanna sits now, as you can see on the second sheet. So I got a cost from Huff Construction and from JDH, because they're both, they're working. JDH actually was the one that remodeled the probation office. And I got, the two quotes came in. Huff's was $2,800, and JDH's was $7,050.
You have a tough choice here.
Why we're getting such a good deal is because we can tie them in with the jail covers. So,
Does anybody have any questions for Judy?
I'll make a motion to approve the Huff Construction bid.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Got a motion by Sutton, seconded by Hanson. Any other discussion or questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. How are we doing on our entrance here?
last week they had something take place at one of their other construction sites, so everybody was over there. They were supposed to start yesterday, but rained. So
We were taking a peek out the door, and we were just kind of wondering, I'm sure it's all this, the way it's supposed to be, but it looks like it's going to be kind of a tight curve to turn.
to come in.
Yeah. Is there any concerns there? And then
It's code. I know Todd had called me and said that Dean was getting a quote. He wanted to see what it would be to bring us one of the steps back, so it wouldn't be such tight. But it's like 3.8, I think, there. So, yeah. So no, it's 2 coats, so it would be okay. So
Is there
I'm just
going to be
waiting.
some kind of a barrier so they don't go off, say, electric chair?
There's going to be a half. There's going to be a half wall along the steps. You know what I mean? If that's what you're talking about.
when you come up the ramp and then the
They're gonna
steps
go
go
right
straight
straight
they're going to
over,
go
is what
right
I'm
straight
thinking,
down.
yeah.
Oh,
It's not, it's such
No.
a tight curve there.
such a tight curve.
Just wanted to
It's
make
just-
sure that they
Yep.
double checked and triple checked, and that they
Yep.
know that all this
Yep.
stuff's.
I'm waiting actually to see what the cost is going to be to bring the step back to give them a little bit more. I think then it goes to like 4 foot, you know. So you're not actually talking about the opening. I'm talking about the opening. You guys are talking about the landing. That's
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
So the doors, are they going to replace them or,
Yep, they'll be automatic.
and then they'll put cement out to the doorway from,
It's going to be like a walk-off carpet.
okay.
So where the lip is in front of the door, that gets
That
filled in,
gets filled in.
and then the new door goes on top.
Yep, yep. So
All right. Any other questions about the entrance? How that's
There'll be
going?
just one door then, not the,
the glass and then a door.
And they're still hoping by end of the month.
I'm hoping. Yes, that's what
they're telling you.
Well, yeah. So,
I like to
if
see
nothing, I'm hoping that
wheelchair.
they'd be able to use it for election day or something, you know.
Sure.
So,
All right, any other questions for Judy? Any other surprises on the east side of the building? Everything going well? And
yep, they're getting the floor joists on and everything's going. The plumbers are, actually this afternoon will be cutting into the sewer line with a doorway with a pole in the middle of it. That's going to get moved today, and I'm thinking next week they're going to be coming with refrigeration units to get them going in. So it's going.
sounds good. All right, well, thanks so much. Did you have anything else for
Yes,
us?
I do. I have a couple more. I got the plat back yesterday for replatting this area, so I need your signature on it. I went to find the marker, but I didn't see it in there.
We can do this later, too.
Okay.
Okay. And then my other question request is I'd like to hire another part-time guy for the evening. It's getting, I mean, we're just not getting trustee help. There's just not that many in, and something they can't get out, and I mean, that's who we've used for years. We used to have, you know, we used to have 3 at night. I'm down to Monty.
There used to be a couple that had worked in offices here and they'd work in the evening.
Trustees, you mean? Or
No.
we have part-time?
Actually,
Are you man?
I had
Actually, working
down.
people.
Huh? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
When's the last time you had more than the one at night?
Well, back, I had Doris all the time, you know.
Sally.
And then, yep, and Sally. And then, but Sally is, let's say, Toby. And then I had Dean. And then Dean was gone. And then from then on, we just started using trustee help. But there was lots of trustees at that time. And now it's just getting, I mean, even the jail don't have trustee help with the kitchen and that kind of stuff.
There's a job for you, Larry.
We need to be prosecuting another class of people, apparently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that some of that is permanent there, Judy, the part-time help, or after the jail project's done, will it settle down a little bit, or is it just going to be that much
No,
more?
because what it is, it's like, okay, let's say Monty's going on vacation. He's my only guy I have. And so it's either I pay overtime to have like Mickey come in or whatever, or I come in. And that's what happened last week. Monty was gone on vacation. Mickey got sick that day. Of course, I came in at, I always come in at 6, so then I had to do my cleaning, Mickey's cleaning, and then I was here to be for the meetings and to clean to get ready for the next day. So, I mean, I actually had Toby come in and he did some vacuuming and stuff for me. So I really need to have, because I could, if I have to come in, I could come in to help, and it's like, but I could say, okay, I'm done with what I'm doing. My part-time guy, if Monty's not here, could actually lock up the doors and I wouldn't have to remain when there's a meeting going on, because,
How's your budget sitting? Is it pretty good?
Well, depends what all else is getting thrown at. I mean, I've got the ramp right now, but I don't know when.
Because I think this project we knew we were going to have to supplement for.
Yep.
Is there other surprises that have...
I can't, I never know.
Nothing so
Pretty
far.
early in the year.
Yeah, I'm really early in the year.
It's going.
It's good. Yep.
We're-
I mean, it's gonna, what's gonna
So
happen.
the elevator's down.
Yeah, I mean,
How many hours are we looking at a part-time for a week?
they have to stay under 20. I mean, I can take them over 20 if I need to, but not all the time. It's not something that you can't do all the time.
What do you think you'd have to pay somebody to?
Starting would be $967. That's what my
It's how
part-time
much?
was. $967. That's what my
I thought
part-time
you said
was.
7 and I was thinking,
That's what my part-times are making. That's what Toby's making now.
Probably $200 a week, approximately.
Any other questions for Jude? Commission wish to
I make
take
a
action?
motion to authorize advertising for a part-time maintenance person.
Okay, got a motion, is there a second? Got a second and a third, Judy. Seconded by Fishback. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thanks for everything you guys
Thanks.
are
Good luck
doing.
on finding
Thanks,
somebody.
Judy.
Doing a great job on keeping this place up and
You
going.
got anybody in mind?
Kind of, sort of. I've got
Good.
another part-time.
Sounds good. Do you have anything else for us? All right.
Nope. Maybe next week.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks,
Have a
Judy.
good one.
Are you guys, any of you guys coming to a meeting for Thursday then?
We'll get somebody there.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda, we've got Dirk Rogers, Highway Superintendent. Dirk is going to discuss the Spink County Road oil bid and the right-of-way for Northern Valley. Good morning. How are
Are
you?
you going to talk about the borehole?
That's far enough south, they don't have to worry about it. The right-of-way for Northern Valley, I should have looked at closer, is on the city's part of Dakota Street. So it's not even in our thing.
Okay, take that off.
And then the only other thing I have is, recommend buying off of the Spink County road oil bid, from Jebro. And the city's using it and we're using it, and so we didn't bid road oil because they already had it bid by the time we got around with it. And then
Who's it from?
Jebro, it's the same company we had last year.
Okay.
Less than last year, a little bit?
Yeah, it's, you were gonna ask me that too. I'll have to report
You
back.
answered my question.
I'll have to report back.
The
but
question wasn't less, that's all I asked.
The same amount of road oil, this is a backwards way of saying this, but the same amount of road oil that we bought last year costs $140,000 less this year. I'll break it down into per gallon.
I like
No,
those numbers.
But
It helps.
That's,
First time in a long time.
yep. The reason I say it that way, I'm not certain we're gonna buy the exact same amount this year, but just to give you a perspective, we bought enough for, I believe 55 miles last year, and that same amount's 140,000 less, and then that's another, probably 5 or 6 miles, enough oil to do another 5 or 6 miles, so.
Good.
So anyway, Max, I think I got everything here.
Okay.
I tried to highlight what's pertinent and the publication, proof of publications in there as well.
Okay.
That's all I
All
had.
right, do we need a motion on that then?
Yes.
Sarah?
I'll move it.
Moved by Feldheim, seconded by Fishback. Any questions on the road oil bid? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Probably use a little more than Spink though, huh?
Yeah, we do. That was actually the one problem, if you remember a couple of years ago when we had to rebid it, which we hadn't bid it since 2001 because we always got it off of McPherson or Edmonds County. And finally it got the Flint Hills, the competing bidder to Jebro, just out of the blue said we're not doing that anymore because you guys' contract is more than those other 4 counties combined. So that's kind of why we had to go back to bidding it ourselves instead of just assuming they were going to take it off another bid. Sure.
How'd the surplus sale go last week?
Pretty good. Just like I'm always surprised at some of the stuff you guys ask me about and the stuff you don't ask me about. It's the same thing at the surplus sale. I'm always surprised at how some of the stuff goes up and other stuff it's, that I think would have some value doesn't. But we got, I would say the vehicles in general were, usually that's kind of the low end of their value that we get at the surplus sale, and we were maybe a tick above the low end, I thought, and there was a couple of obscure landfill pieces that got sold for relatively decent money. That one Army truck went for like $11,500, I think. So there was a few highlights in there, and the stuff in the office stuff and the stuff that we do in the building was the usual thing. There's a couple things in there that went okay, but a lot of it was your, selling the file cabinets and whatnot. But I don't know. I thought it was all right. Pretty low key, and I haven't got the report back. I think it was a little more money than we usually generate for one, probably. Not enough that we're
Dancing in the streets.
we're going to concrete 100 miles or anything.
Buy a new road grader.
Yeah, but it, we probably generated enough money, made it worthwhile, so.
Do you know what the total is?
No, I haven't heard
Okay.
yet.
It usually takes them a few days to compile it, and they'll bring it in. We had a few things out there, I'm not sure who bought them, that are still sitting there. There was a spring one year, we sold 2 years in a row to the same guy. he never came and got it, so the next year I'm like, well, throw it out on the sale again, and the same guy bought it again. He didn't take it the second year, though.
Any other questions for Dirk?
In the packet, there were 2 bridges that we were denied the engineering costs on.
Yeah.
The big program. I think it was 008 and 019, if I remember right. Where are they located? 008 is in the far left-hand side,
I was thinking
about
it was,
140th Street.
I gotta double check. I was thinking it was, did I have my other? $17, no, I took that one out. One of them's the one at Elm Lake,
Okay.
I think, and the other one is that one west of down here. And all we gotta do is change the date, fill it out again, and send it back in next year.
Sure.
And one of the reasons, and I'm making an assumption here, is the construction for those are set an extra year out. I applied for the engineering grants for 4 bridges, 2 of which will be built in 2 years. The other, in the 5-year plan, the other 2 were either being built in the 3rd year or the 4th year, so that's part of the reason that they were easy to kick back, because there's an extra year in there. I was just putting them all in the first time. It's not applying for that first round of grants. Once you've done it once, it's really just going to be filling out a form, take 5 minutes, and send it in again next year.
Good.
So.
Good.
All right.
You have some summer help?
Oh, thank you, Gary. Yeah, and I also wrote it down on my other tablet that's sitting on my desk. It's Dalton Wangren, Wanglin. He worked for us last summer as well, and he started yesterday. I apologize. I didn't get him. I forgot about him last week. And then we'll have Les Schleby will be back again mowing. I believe he's going to start Monday. Gary, I'll verify that and drop you an email. And then I have another summer help that'll be starting on the 2 weeks from yesterday, whatever that is, 23rd. But I'll get his stuff and bring that in for next week. So I wanted to hire Dalton for summer help with that active date of yesterday. And again, I don't know what he's making. He's in his 2nd year, so we have a little pay step there that he'll get. But he started yesterday, and he's a student at Northern.
So you just want the one for today? Just
Yeah,
for
and you
today?
can do Les Schleby too.
Okay. I'd entertain a motion that we hire seasonal help Dalton and Les.
Move it.
Moved by Fishback. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Sutton. Any questions on those 2 hires? We'll get the appropriate wage
Yeah,
amounts and plug those in. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
We're taking another run at Road 14 today since we got washed away a little bit yesterday. Went up there with the magnet and did find a whole bunch of stuff. It's a weird amount. We went to another road and looked at the same spot and didn't generate anywhere.
Just your lucky day. That's
No,
all.
but I did. I was talking to Kendall about it, and he had the same look on his face when I handed him the coffee can as I had. But
I got special treatment.
But he said that he figured it's a possibility that when they're moving the bin, it kicks the metal out. And I'm not discounting. We're going to pay more attention to the magnets and maybe stick another screen in there to catch, because that's the thing that gets me, is how big some of those pieces were. But he says sometimes when they're move the bin and then they're cleaning up around there, it is possible that some of that has fallen out of the bin and it got pushed into the pile, because it's really, and then fortunately we dumped it in front of the commissioner's house. That helps to keep it under control too.
Now the other thing is when they blade it the next time again, how much of that is
Right.
going to come back over again?
We'll be coming, and we're gonna mill that up here shortly. We'll get it so it's all the same, and then we'll add a little more gravel in there. I'm hoping it'll take care of it. Louisa will be coming in with this big mill here next couple weeks, I believe, and we'll do that pretty quick. So.
Glad I live on oil.
Must be nice.
Well, to call that oil is not, you know.
It's really hard to determine if it's oil or gravel.
I know.
It's just kind of where you don't know what to call it.
Exactly, and that's part of the reason why. And I'm not saying that that's a death knell for it forever, but if we're ever going to do anything with any of them, the first thing you got to do when they're like that is mill them up. And we're getting to where I've only got, I'm hoping at the end of this year we'll have almost all of that's the mixture done. It'll all be at least back to gravel. So.
And that does set a pretty decent road up once a guy grinds it and gets it squared away. I mean, it's got to be 10 times better than what it is when that gravel's on top of that pavement. I mean,
it is.
It's just a mess.
And I know I don't want to get into the debate too deep because I know, but like that 16 north of State 10, I don't know if you've been up there, that we milled up finally after a few years, and I know that's not ideal for everyone involved, but compared to the hybrid situation where it's gravelly asphalt potholes versus that road the way it is now, it's a pretty nice road. So.
Back to the seasonal employees. In the seasonal employees for the highway, there are 4 steps.
I think
Les is at the high.
He's way mad, yeah. And I think he has been.
And he's already on the January salary schedule.
Okay.
So you really don't need Les in the motion.
Okay.
And then Dalton would be step 2, 1161.
Okay.
They're both without CDLs.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You bet.
Anything else for Dirk? All right, well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Are we visiting after this?
Yeah, we'll catch you a little bit here.
All right.
All right, next on the agenda, we've got Derek Ritchie, Fair Manager, Plotter Printer Quotes. Derek, are you with us? How are you today?
How are you guys doing?
Good. We're going to talk Plotter Printer Quotes.
Back up.
Say that a few times.
All right. Well, we had an unfortunate incident on, I believe it was Friday. Our printer decided it wanted to go to firmware heaven, so we had planned for it, so it wasn't that it wasn't planned for it, just we thought we'd get another month or 2 out of it. Basically, the program that talks between the computer and the printer is no longer being supported, so the computer can tell it to print, it just refuses to cooperate. So I have a couple of things for you guys. First thing is going to be, these are the print quotes from last year that show our expenses for certain printing aspects. And then they have them. Okay. And then you should have the information from Paul regarding the price quotes, given the cost for the printers. We did secure 3 quotes. So when you look at the top part of the quote page here, it kind of breaks down each of our fixed costs. It shows posters, it shows tickets. We're not printing tickets obviously this year due to the program that we're using, which is not going to have a cost to the county. So that will realize a savings on that particular line item of about $4,000. And then you should have a copy here which shows the wheat growers additional sponsorship, which will cover the balance. So we've secured a 3-year agreement with South Dakota Wheat Growers at an increased sponsorship level of $3,000. Originally it was 5, it's gone to 8 this year. Was it just the one copy?
I'm missing something.
That's the sponsorship
agreement? That's the wheat growers, yeah.
Okay. Oh, did you? That's what I have.
That's the only one we got.
Oh, this is the one I got.
Okay, so I didn't give you the...
You guys get this one?
That's the one in reverse, my apologies.
No wonder we're looking
Do we all look a
confused.
little
rolling
more
with it.
strange and different?
Okay, say what you were saying again about tickets, since we're not printing them.
Since we're not printing them, there's a realized cost of $31.59. When you add the $228 from the posters and the $882 from the top, the total realized savings is going to be about $4,000 from what we spent last year. Now, when you add that to the additional increased sponsorship from wheat growers of $3,000, that gives us a potential budget of about $7,000 to work with. We've also secured the rights for 1 additional outdoor sponsor as well at $3,000 per year. So that would give us a total potential sponsorship of $6,000 for outdoor signage. One of the reasons that we're looking at this is because a criticism that we've taken justly is that it's not as clear as it could be once people get out there. If you look in the book, you can look around, but as far as posted signage.
What's not clear, who the sponsors are?
Who the sponsors are, where it's at, that sort of thing. So the cost for the individual printers, we've got 3 quotes. One's from Canon at $54.95, which will be the page that Paul gave you. One is from an HP from Marco at $55.90, and then one is from GovConnection price for the same unit, the HP 5200 at $41.27. And the $41.27 includes the additional 130, the additional set of 130 inks? No, it does not.
No, it does not.
Okay. So the Marco price, just for full disclosure, includes an additional set of 130 milliliter ink cartridges. They're all going to come with a starter pack, but to keep it fair, the GovConnection price to make it equal to Marco is going to be approximately another $600.
But our cost on the 300 milliliters, which is the big ones, is the ones we wanted, is $10 more than the Marco on the 130s.
Right. So it would be a better deal, but
it wouldn't be apples to apples, so I just left it out.
Okay. So it would be $800 more at $4,900, but the benefit would be it's cheaper, plus we would get twice as much ink, right?
A little
over, like 2.5 times as much ink. So the total purchase price would be closer to $5,000. That's just the unit itself. So we have a potential working budget of $7,000, not counting the additional sponsor we could go after. Total projected price is about $5,000, so it's about $2,000 under the funds that we have, including the additional sponsorship.
Well, it's going to be cheaper than going and having it all done out of house.
I mean, yeah, even if you look just at that, it would be, and the nice thing about it is it's net zero, so the additional sponsorship for wheat growers in year 2 and year 3 would not have any fixed costs associated to it other than ink and paper. So.
And the one we're replacing was surplus from the GIS office, so when they got it, it was already 6 or 7 years old. So it's, that was a surplus machine as it was, so. And he's only about 3 years into his new one, so he's not ready to upgrade. So it's just kind of but with the printing their own banners and stuff, it's really going to be quite a bit of cost saving.
We're able to print on more than just paper. Thicker laminates, vinyls. The HP even has if I remember correctly, an application to print on
backlit.
Basically backlit signs. So it could have some potential applications even outside of the fair for signage around the fairgrounds as well.
So then the price is $5,000 on that GovConnect with the additional ink, is the way I understand it, right?
With the additional
300
ink, yes.
milliliter ink. And that's,
And that ink lasts how long then?
It depends on coverage and how much you use it, but we use it pretty extensively during a 3-month run. But then there's,
I would say they're going to use a set of 300 mils per fair, and then probably the 130 size the rest of the year, unless they start doing posters for like elections and the museum. When they're non-fair time, they could do some large print jobs for the rest of the county also. Because they will be printing a lot of it on water-resistant signage boards, so they actually can stay outside for, barring a tremendous thunderstorm like yesterday where they might get damp, but other than that. But the cost per square foot is cheap enough that we figure if they change something at the fair, they could actually be cheaper to print new ones than not do it at all.
So would this be another, how many printers does the county have that would be capable of doing this?
That's one, the GIS, but his is set up mainly to print maps, more line than, this one's a photo quality, where his is more of a high line quality.
This would be the only one that could print on the mixed media in the back. Yeah.
Do you guys use it at all? Like for vote center identification, anything like that? Just regular paperwork. All right, any other questions for Derek on that printer?
I'd make a motion to accept the GovConnection bid.
Okay, we've got a motion from Sutton. Second from Feldheim. Any other questions or discussion on those 3 bids? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed nay. Motion carries. Thank you for bringing that in. Do you have anything else for us?
The other thing I would request is, could we increase the sponsorship supplemental line item by $3,000, which is equal to what the Wheat Growers sponsorship is, to cover the gap in cost?
We need to do that county-wise so they don't end up down the road going over or under. Or...
Well, it's, the publication cost for 3,000 budget supplement is kind of spendy.
Even though it's tied directly to a sponsorship?
Could do it all at once at the end
If
of
we
the year.
do it at
once
the end of the year, then it's one supplement
Okay.
for any department that needs it, rather than,
So should I just keep a running total, and then at the end of the year, we do it all at once, or?
Yeah.
and if your bottom line isn't over,
Well, the bottom line would be over, but the sponsorship is directly due to cover the cost of this printer, so it's a condition of the sponsorship, so.
So we can do one blanket
Okay.
motion
Yeah.
at the end of the year for a
And
supplement.
as long as there's additional revenue to cover that, then we'll
Right.
be okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Any
Thank
other
you.
questions for Derek? Well, thanks for coming in and let us know if you need anything else. Have a great
Appreciate
day.
it. You too.
Thanks, Derek.
Thank you.
Derek.
if anybody doesn't want their quotes, I'd like to copy.
Here.
Oh, I have an extra one here. I thought you got one. Here's an extra one.
Did you want this? I got that.
Thanks for being here.
I got that. Did you get
Okay,
that?
next on the agenda, we've got Jennifer Fugan to discuss a property. Jennifer, are you with us? Yes. Good morning, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good. You're back.
Good deal. Did we get something figured out?
We did.
We did, we called Clark Title Company and had them run the title insurance on it.
What,
And-
excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt. What is the legal description on this?
It is Lot 20, BK 26, First Edition, Stratford.
Thank you.
Oh, it's just lot 20?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, never mind.
Was there something against something else, or?
No. Oh, yeah.
Like, I want to know now, right?
Okay.
So that
That doesn't deal with
something else.
this.
Okay, great.
Okay.
The
Okay.
individual owned 2 other lots.
That we
initially.
purchased.
Okay, and we did the resolution at that time, and I didn't know which lot you were referring to this time.
Okay.
Okay. I wanted to make sure we weren't duplicating it.
Okay, nope.
Okay.
Those are the ones that we own now, so,
Okay.
yeah. But, okay.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
Clark Title Company, from what we see here, there's nothing else with the title insurance that has, there's nobody else that had a judgment against. I mean, the town of Stratford has extra money added on to the taxes, to the back taxes for unpaid utilities, but we met with them on Sunday and they're willing to negotiate with us. I think they said the total back taxes right now, or the total unpaid utility was $1,025, and they're gonna take $500 off of that for us, so.
Is that going to affect your, that would call for action, because I have $850 in delinquent utility bill for the Stratford right now attached to the tax bill. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a part I have to collect unless they bring in an abatement or something. But
Well, and they told us on Sunday when we met with them that they would be calling, so I don't know if Suzanne didn't call, but. Okay, and I can contact her too.
Just releasing what's county lien.
I'm trying to remember. But release the county lien on.
On this part.
Okay.
I didn't realize they were abating taxes too.
Let's rewind.
Oh,
When you guys ran the
yes.
first time, remind us where we were at, just to
We just
refresh
wanted
everybody.
to, yeah, we just want the $12,760 county relief lien lifted off of the property, if possible. And
not
just-
the taxes.
Not the taxes, no.
We'll pay.
We were just talking to the town of Stratford about working with us with the unpaid water bill, because that's
Okay.
$25 a month that they were charging for the
Yeah.
3
That's
years that she
a
hasn't
whole
paid.
separate issue.
That's a whole separate thing.
That's a whole separate.
Let's not talk about that one.
Sorry.
But there has to be a stipulation in the resolution, so these taxes are paid in full.
Okay, just to. And that's the
Yes.
$1,605.62.
Right.
Which includes $850 of Stratford, but you say if there's more now and
Yes.
they'll work out a deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clear as mud.
Clear as mud.
So do we need to wait to hear from them? How do we proceed with that?
I would suggest waiting until you knew until the taxes were paid before you do the resolution of the poor relief.
Okay. Well, Vern told us when we were there on Sunday, he's like, call right away Monday morning because they need 24 hours to do the commission thing, and we'll have Suzanne call and... So, I guess if we need to wait another week.
Let me check to see if anyone called the office for an abatement. Did you get a call, Sheila?
The only thing I got was, I saw it on the agenda. Can we make it, with that, in condition that it was paid? I think that's, so it keeps them from coming back and forth all this time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if that's the case, I would make that motion.
Okay.
No, we didn't receive a call unless the assessor's office did, but they didn't bring an abatement if that's what they plan to do.
Well, I can get a hold of Suzanne also this afternoon. And
We were wondering if we could do a motion contingent on if that comes through. That's what we would like to do, so they don't have to come back again next week.
Okay. When's the closing?
we don't have anything set up yet. We were wanting to get this taken care of. And Leona is in Wisconsin, so we would have to send something to her to sign. So we don't have closings.
Okay. So really, they wouldn't have to come back to pass the resolution next week? You could do it after the abatement, or if that comes through next week, then you can do the resolution. You don't have to appear for the commission to pass the resolution.
Okay.
Okay, so get everything in order the next few days and take official action next week is your recommendation?
Yeah.
Then they don't have to close in order for us to do it. This is just something we can do.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I was thinking then you'd have to go through the closing, do it.
Right. But if the closing isn't set.
Right, we don't,
Right.
we were waiting to
We
see
just
what
want to
would
clear
go
up
on
this
with
time,
everything.
right?
And then we'll do our thing.
Yeah.
And then when they close, a month, 2 months, whatever it takes,
It's on record.
it's on record.
Okay.
Sounds good. Well, we'll watch for that to come through and take appropriate action here as soon as we can.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. Appreciate
Good
you
luck.
guys.
Thank you.
And
Thanks.
have a good day, guys.
You too.
Okay, that brings us to the end of our regular agenda. Maxine, you want to
Thanks,
hit your
Sheila.
stuff?
Are they going, once the abatement, are you going to wait for the taxes to be paid?
I think they're going to do that. I interpreted they were going to take care of the taxes.
Right now, that's right now.
Okay. Okay. Minutes from May 3rd, general consolidated equalization.
Moved by Feldheim,
Second.
seconded by Sutton. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Claims.
Move
Second.
Moved by Fishback, seconded by Hanson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Approve hiring Becky Dessens for Director of Equalization, May 23rd at 1434.
Moved by Feldheim,
Second.
seconded by Hanson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Sheriff reports.
Move.
Moved by Sutton.
Second.
Second by Fishback. Anybody have questions on that report? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Lottery application.
Move.
Moved
Second.
by Feldheim, seconded by Hanson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, there were several leases, Aberdeen Police, Boy Scouts, Northeast Area Horse Racing, and Farmers Union.
I'll move them.
Moved by Fishback,
Second.
seconded by Feldheim. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
There were the malt beverage license annual renewals. We do not have to have a public hearing on those any longer if there's no new ones.
Move.
Moved by Feldheim,
Second.
seconded by Sutton. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Auditor's report of account.
Move.
Moved by Sutton,
Second.
seconded by Fishback. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Claim assignments.
Move.
Moved by Sutton,
Second.
seconded by Feldheim. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Disinterment permit needs your approval.
That's going to Montana, right?
Right.
Move.
Moved by Hanson,
Second.
second by Fishback. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, I would like to request an executive session to discuss a contract.
Okay. Is there moved by Hanson,
Second.
second by Feldheim. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We're in exec to go into for contract. Okay, we are back in session. No action as a result of exec. Did you have anything for us, Gary?
Couple quick things. Did you want to talk about the Brown County home up at Richmond lease agreement anymore?
Did everybody get that on email? You got the smoking and the...
I think it's ready to lease, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're going to advertise it, or how's it?
Kurt sent me the ad, I haven't got it to the paper yet. When do you want it to go in? It's real short and simple, just for...
As soon as we can get it.
Go ahead.
ASAP.
Put it in.
I would make a motion to authorize advertising the rental
Okay.
house in Richmond if that's
Second.
appropriate.
Okay, moved by Sutton, seconded by Fishback. Any further discussion?
Do we put a time frame on how long we want to run it?
Till it's ready.
And you don't want a block ad or anything, you just want it
This is
for
regular
rent.
ad.
Under
yeah.
homes for rent,
I was hoping to get it in by May 1st, I think, if you can get somebody in.
June
so-
1st?
Yeah, June 1st.
Not going to make that.
June 1st. probably.
June 1st, yeah. He's pretty confident it's going to rent quickly, so.
Okay, well, I think we had a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thanks for that, Larry.
And then Becca mentioned, she asked me to be on their new 4-H promotion and expansion committee that they're starting. If any of you were interested, she said just to let me know. And they're only planning on meeting a couple times a year, but if anyone's interested in that, just give me a call.
Didn't we have some folks on
Yeah.
that? She's expanding it.
No, it says they're creating a local promotion and
That's not the
expansion
same one as
committee.
before.
It's different
It's different than the
than
one we
the
have.
other committee.
Okay, see, there's
That's
4
how you
segments
get
of it. There's the 4-H adults, the 4-H youth, the
What did she
non-4-H
call it?
adults, and non-4-H.
Promotion and expansion.
It should
Yeah.
be a deposit.
4-H 2016
Yeah.
Promotion and Expansion Committee.
What's that?
I'm just wondering if it should say plus utilities and deposit, just so that they know there's a deposit. Or can they
Okay.
take care of that? Just a,
Then there's
just
no
a-
question.
Yeah.
And 1 month deposit?
Or just deposit. Utilities and deposit.
Make sure
And you
she
can
has
answer that question when they call, but that way
knows.
they know.
They know.
Ours,
Yep.
If she's gonna renewal or if she's gonna redo it.
Those are all people outside of the county, though.
Oh, you mean this is internal?
No, it's both, but it's kids. It's basically, it says the purpose is to review the status of the 4-H program, determine ways to expand and reach new audiences, and evaluate progress toward the expansion goals identified by the county. This is going to be youth and adults.
Is this the board that was supposed to have been done a couple years ago?
Well, it's been done, it's just that they, I
Maybe
think
they
they have
haven't
more
been
members.
meeting or
Oh.
something.
They haven't been meeting, they really.
So
it's
now
been
they're looking to
stagnant.
start it up again, it sounds like.
And you need 4-H and non-4-H
Yeah.
participants.
So, I told her I'd participate, but she mentioned if any of you wanted to participate, to let her
I
know
think
too.
you on there would be plenty. You get a board too big in here.
Whatever which way.
Okay, before I get the motion, I will call Becca and ask if she has any other additions, and if anything has changed since January 1st.
For additional people on it?
Right.
Okay,
Sounds good.
so we'll take care of that next week.
Alright, that's all I have.
All right, anything else from commissioners?
And June 6th is the next 4-H Leaders Association meeting, and I won't be here for that, so if anyone else is interested in attending, it starts at 7 o'clock over at the 4-H, or excuse me, the Extension Regional Office, the Old Home Federal. So if anybody's interested in attending, so we have representation. I just am going to be out of town that week.
Okay. Got it down. Anybody else got anything?
And I won't be here on June 7th, Max.
And landfill cleanup ends Saturday, I believe, right? So we'll go to that. Anything else? Anything from the folks in attendance today? Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Sutton, seconded by Feldheim. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We're adjourned until next week. Have a good one.